And welcome back to Sports Check on this Monday morning. How are you doing? Conversations have gone on about commerce and one about para-athletes who are through the GAPS program that is Grow, Apply, Sustain, and make sure that everything is participating. Now, let's move to our third conversation this morning. And what I have here looks like a volleyball or a handball, but it is unusually heavy. I just looked at it and we're talking about tester ball. This is a combination of handball, netball, a little bit of basketball, and I'm with a person who brought tester ball into the country and is the head of this federation, Lawrence Adera. Welcome to KBC. And we've got the captain of the tester ball Kenya, Janet Owino, and Karibu.
Thank you.
First of all, I've just touched this ball and the weight is unusual. Janet, let me just start with you. How do you play with this ball, considering we've seen what the weight of a netball, felt the weight of a basketball, and also can I look at a handball?
Okay, hii ukicheza lazima pia ulime gym kiasi because ball ni heavy. So lazima ukue na power hands ya kusukuma hiyo ball iende.
Ndio.
Yeah.
All right. Now, Lawrence introduced the game to this country. Tell us how you came about to have tester ball in Kenya.
Oh, first of all, I'm Lawrence Adera.
Yes.
The founding chairman of Tester Ball Kenya Federation. This game we started in 2019, somewhere in August, whereby I was introduced by a friend in India who introduced me to that ball, and he told me if I can do it, then it's better. So first I looked at it and I started going background of the ball, how it started, how it's going to operate. Then I became interested in it. Then after then I started introducing to people. Then people just started coming up with it. And I saw many people were interested in it, especially young youths. Yeah.
Okay. And, this is not just the only sport you've introduced, but also catchball. Around the same, just I think a year earlier. Tell us the story of this and, how close those two sports are, because just looking at it, they're almost, one's more of a cross of volleyball and handball, but this is now handball, netball.
Yeah, actually we have many games which they look similar, but they have different rules. And this ball is more different because it's not found in Kenya. Though we had managed to get a manufacturer here in Kenya who had already made us like 50 balls, and we are there to go because the first ball we got, we were given by the Argentina Federation, which they sent the ball through the diplomatic way, through the ambassador, and the ambassador came to us and gave us the ball. So that was last year. Before we started launching it, because we only had 4 balls and it was very difficult to expand this game. But after launching it in last year in June, they also sent us more balls, like 10 balls, and from there many people came from different countries: Mombasa, Kisumu, Kakamega, Vihiga, Nyeri, and Kitui and Nairobi. And we could introduce the ball to them, and we gave them the balls, which after they had gone with the ball, they could start introducing into schools, into clubs, into universities, and other institutions. And right now, as we are speaking, we have more than 60 teams, which I believe the balls that we have is still less for us. Yeah.
All right. Now, Janet, how did you get, it's a very young sport, how did you get into playing tester ball? Uliingiaje kwa mchezo?
Okay, hii mchezo niliingia wakati niliwacha rugby. Nikasema najisikia bado kucheza. Najua if you are a sport woman or a sportman.
Which club you are playing rugby for? Which club?
Many clubs. Early Queens, Mwamba, and Homeboys, and also national team.
Yes. Haya, tuendelee.
So nikaamua nicheze Sesto ball. Nilitrain tu for almost 2 weeks na nikashika mita huko.
Haya, ili uingie kwenye to get into this team, tuambie what the process was. Unajua kurefu ndio tuweze kuelewa.
Kuanzisha hii haikuwa rahisi cause tulikuwa na challenges mob. Hatukuwa na pitch, hatukuwa na balls, hatukuwa na hizo inaitwaje?
The hooks.
Yeah, hizo post hatukuwa nazo. So tulikuwa tunacheza tu hivyo without hizo
without the proper equipment.
Yeah, the equipment. Then tuka launch hii game. Ilifaa tuende Argentina last year, but tulilack some finance. Yeah.
Now, when looking at Lawrence, let me come to you. When you're looking for that playing surface, the place where you want to play, tell us how you pick the courts where you're going to set up your goalposts for this.
Okay, we have the square of the pit is long is 28 and 15, and we have 2 goalposts. The goalposts are put not at the end of the edge of the pit, like 5 meters from the end, and another one is 5 meters from the end, and we have a center line, and we have a penalty station whereby there is a between the center, and somebody can score from the backyard. Yeah, it's not that you score from, you can go back and score from. That's now applied to technical skills, especially those people who have understood how it's being played. So the things, those are what they normally apply when they are playing it. Yeah.
And when looking at this over 20 minutes, how then does the score count? Because from what I see, you score the same way as netball, but it's different. How do this work?
Yeah, we have 3 counts, whereby we have 1 point, 2 points, and 3 points. And these are applied especially where you've scored with, yeah, you know, when you score from the back, you will get like 2 points. But when you score from the center line, you get 3 points.
You need to be accurate to do that.
Yeah, yeah. We have some people who have already attained that skill, and they are doing it. Yeah. So the more you score is the more how you win the game.
And what about the 1 point?
The 1 point is just around the goal post, and sometimes it comes through the pass, and also sometimes maybe it's a free points you are given, a jump ball, yeah,
or a penalty.
And a penalty.
Yeah.
And penalty.
Janet,
yes.
Let me come to you. Once you've got into the sport, we've been told there are about 60 teams. Competition iko vipi hapa Kenya sahi at club level?
Competition iko high, especially those people who come from Western, Nyanza, Mombasa. Competition iko juu.
Tuambie the experiences ambazo umepata na wachezaji kutoka Mombasa, Western, Nyanza.
Okay, experience ukiangalia, sisi tuko Nairobi, tuko na more experience. Juu tulikuwa na coach, chairman hapa alikuwa na hizo skills anatupatia before ziende huko. So unapata hata wakati games zilikuja huku, ni sisi tulikuwa na more experience than other teams. Yeah.
And what were the results from the competitions that have been there?
A result tulikuwa number 2. Yeah.
that is for the for the National League.
Yeah, for the National League.
And Coach, I know you are going to be having one event that's going to be taking place at Mumias Central Primary School, Kakamega County, the national tournament. Tell us how this has been organized.
Yeah, now we are going to have the national tournament in Kakamega this month. It will be played in Mumias Primary School, Central Primary School. And this, I want to say that this tournament has really bring up many people, especially secondary schools, primary schools, some universities in Kenya, technical schools, and local clubs. Right now, we've confirmed like 10 secondary schools going to participate, 8 primary schools. We have technical schools and also universities. And I believe that like we are calling it Super 4 Champion League. Super 4 meaning we have categories. We have under 14 category, under 17, seniors whereby 18 to 24, and we have maxi from 32. And so in 2 weeks' time we are going to, I think it's 1 week's time, we are going to have the pooling, and we are going to, the technical team that we are working with are going to give us the names of the clubs and the teams, and then they are going to do the pooling. And there is when now we are going to see how we are going to handle the competition. Yeah.
And how many, what's the number of teams you're looking at? I mean, when I look at the four categories, where you have the under 14s, the under 18s, the up to 24-year-olds, and then the maxi class, how many teams are you looking at per division, per category? So that, I mean, ideally, knowing that it's what, a 2-day tournament using a school ground.
Yeah. You know, it's only that we are competing with the time, because we never wanted to mix it up. But the chance we got is what we are trying to squeeze for ourselves, so that we can at least do all this tournament in 2 days. So that's why I'm saying that it's the technical team that are going to give us how many teams are going to participate and the categories who have already brought their names. So from that timetable, we will be able to establish how we are going to do it, whether it's because we need to have like 3 to 4 pits. And that sometimes is challenging, because we have to make the goalposts. Goalposts are almost, they are so expensive actually. Yeah, but we managed to get some. Here in Nairobi we have, in Mombasa we have, and also there they have some goalposts. So we are going to put the codes depending on how many teams we have, so that we can work within the time, the 2 days time. Yeah.
Now, Janet, let's talk about, getting ready for a competition. How you work as a 6 players per team. Tell us about the roles of the different players kwa hiyo team ambayo ile team ambayo mko nayo na mkijitayarisha kwenda national tournament Mumias.
Kwa watu 6 tuko nao, itadepend na numbers. Kuna number 1, 2, 3 up to 6. So unaangalia strength ya mtu. Kuna mtu ana shoot, kuna defender, and kuna huyo mtu anacheza center hapo katikati, ana distribute balls. Yeah. Hao ndio tunawaangalia, then tuna select the best, then we go for tournament.
Haya, sawa. Sasa tuambie juu ya club yako, wachezaji wenzako.
Wachezaji wenzangu wako ready. And
tuambie majina zao, pale wanacheza, watu wajue.
Niko na wakina Faith, niko na Sylvia, niko na Yvonne, niko na Majina zao nimesahau.
You what? No. Okay, I can.
Okay. Faye, Yvonne, Sylvia.
Yes.
Me personal. And Lillian. Damaris. Elizabeth. And who else?
Sawa. Tuambie the roles. Kuna center, so because it looks like the player setup is very close to the same as netball.
There are 6.
Yeah.
The 6, yeah. So tell us about the roles. Yeah.
Okay, the rules are when you are in the court, we have 2 defenders and also 4 strikers. Not at any time. One court has all people at the same time.
All the 6 in one half.
The 2 people must be. Even if you can shoot from the center, but you cannot cross, especially the 2 people, the 2 defenders. Another one is when you have the ball, it is 2 seconds before you pass it. Another thing is 2 meters away when you are tackling the ball.
Yep. Well, explain that.
Yeah, when your opponent has the ball, it must be 2
meters away.
There is no body contact with the ball. You should not be around too much to him. And you know this ball is so fast. Because if it's 2 seconds, you know how that second looks like. So you have no time to challenge your opponent. It's only to shoot and give. So those are the rules. Actually, your body should not touch the ball. The ball can be thrown, and when it reached on the ground, you should not drag it. Just pick it and give it. You should not make 2 steps, more than 2 steps. You can land with the ball and make another step. You can land with the ball and make another step, but you cannot make 2 steps when you are just with the ball and then you make 2 steps. That will not be, that is a fall. Yeah.
So Janet,
Yes.
nimesikiza hizo rules zote. How was it for you adopting from a full contact sport to one which is rugby to one where now you are moving fast and having to let go of the ball? Wakati tumepata tu ball hivi unaachilia.
Haikuwa rahisi. It's not easy by the way. But unajua wakati nilitoka huko rugby nilikuwa nimezoea kupatia watu handoff nini, so my first game ulikuwa unapata na penaliziwa sana because nikipata ball na mimi najua hapa haifai mtu aniguze. Najua rugby lazima ushike mtu. So nilikuwa naona huyu jamaa amenikaribia napiga yeye handoff anaanguka huko. Sasa na demo badala nimwambie mimi nilikuwa natumia mkono kama handoff, but nilikuja nikalan na nikarekebisha. So inakuwa tu uset mind yako, hii ball ukipata you just catch it, step, land, then pass. Hivyo to catch it, land, pass.
How are you move, making sure that you look around and making sure that when you make the pass, the ball is not intercepted?
Yeah.
Msipoteze ball in your possession. How do you do that?
So lazima uhepe mzee, unahepa. After kupasi ball, unatafuta another space. Usikae, usistand hapo, stand still. Lazima utafute space. Yeah.
And also, Lawrence, after the national championship, at the national championships, if you are to speak about the top clubs in the country, tell us about them. The top clubs in the country that we can look out for in chess-ball.
Yeah, after the national championship, we are going to have all the categories, and from there is when we are going to select all the categories that we are going to play with to be the national. And I think that's applied to, because we have very sure of my technical team. They are capable people and they are experienced people. And as I myself, I just supervise what they are doing. I give them time. They do everything and give us what we need as far as the game concerned.
Which are the best clubs in Kenya at the moment in this sport?
Yeah, the best club, boys, we have the Prison Ruiru. We have also Mathare. We have also Technical University of Mombasa. And we have Nairobi men. And also we have Mombasa Snipers. Yeah, but normally Prisons are the best. As for the two tournaments we've done, they are the best. Yeah.
Hey, and how fast, did they pick up the sport? Prisons?
When you are in a sport, you mingle with sportsmen. So people just ask, what is this? They come and, can you introduce us this? After that, they see they are so interested, they want to play. So that's how we do it. Because, in sport, you cannot have your sport in your pocket. You cannot have so when you put it open for everybody, actually you are giving people to access their talent. Because I myself, I've been running an organization that deals with talent and career development, whereby I started with football, netball, volleyball, and then a guy came, I started the catchball. Now I started my own system. Yeah.
Now, African Championships.
Yeah.
Janet, you're the captain. When you captain our team, and in July we're going to have the African Championships. Mambo naona namna gani baada ya league kishacheza league kule Mumias, team ya wachezaji ambao itachaguliwa, unataka kuongoza vipi?
Ni kuweka tu bidii. Nitawapush tukue na bidii ili tukwenda pale to win game zetu. Ni all about training too.
Na haswa, what are the things that everyone must do to train so that you're able to handle this heavy ball? Sababu hata weight bado naguza hivi nashindwa. Is this a small football from the 1930s?
Yeah, the ball was started very early, 1897.
1897. Haya, tuambie process ya mazoezi for you to effectively play system ball.
Okay, process tunaweza taka kama mimi captain tukue na facilities. Tukipata kiwanja poa, tupate hizo balls na hizo post, and then tupate pia kama mali tunaweza enda gym na to train pamoja as a team. Yeah.
Okay. Now, something else I realize is that Lawrence, this is an indoor sport by design. You're playing mostly on grass, on at times uneven surfaces. How are you able to adapt for the high level championships ambazo ziko?
Yeah, actually it's an indoor game, and how sports here in Kenya, indoor facilities is not very easy to get. Though in other countries we have numerous and people do play. But here in Kenya, what we need is the court and the goal post. So for us to fulfill the needs of the people, especially those who are interested, that's why we sometimes do it an open ground whereby we can have numerous courts actually to make the tournament done in a time. But initially it's indoor games. But if we could have those indoor arenas, we can do it there. Yeah.
Now, you are also preparing for, the African Championships, and also there's also the Sister Bowl, American Cup, and World Cup qualifiers. Tell us about those events.
Yeah, after this national tournament, we are going to have the teams, especially national teams, and from there is when now we are going to have the African Championship, which we are here to host here in Kenya, and by that time is when we are going to exercise our national teams, because now we are going to play with different people from different countries. So there is where we are going to prove that is this our national team competent to go and participate in any international event, especially in World Cup, because when we are doing this for the World Cup qualifier, which was to happen in Bangkok, but due to this COVID and others, it has been rescheduled to India in February next year.
Yes.
Yeah. And in the same time, we've been invited to participate in American Cup, which is going to happen in October. Beno Harris. Yeah.
And outside of Kenya, from what you've seen in Africa, what is the state of Cestoball?
The state of Cestoball, I think Cestoball is going to come up. And I'm sure that this might be, as I compare it, especially in Kenya or another country, it might be the second or the third in terms of the sports, because according to what we've laid down, it's not just going to be a sport, because we've realized that many places, many sports, like now we have our player here, when she's done, nobody will think about her. She'll just go and nobody care about her. But I want to assure you that in Cestoball, we have what we call players' welfare. Players' welfare is whereby we are going to have all the players, especially national players, whereby they will be supported in any way. As you know, the Cestoball, when you are now max, you are beyond now to play, you can still be a coach. You can start with under 10, under 12, and you coach, and you will still find yourself in the Cestoball for all those years. It's not that once you are done, you are gone. No. That's why we see it's going to challenge many people.
Right. Janet, international tournaments coach ametaja hapa ya kwamba angetaka muangalie hapa wakati mnacheza hapa, na tuambie ni mambo yapi ambayo mngetaka kuhakikisha kama team mmefanya pamoja ndio uweze kupelekwa kwa World Cup qualifiers next year huko India na pia kwenda American Cup.
Ita depend na performance yetu. Yeah. Tukiperform poa tutaenda. Tukifail tutarudi tu kwa ground tena.
Maneno ya kurudi kwa ground, lakini tuambie wakati kama wewe mtu akienda kucheza Cestoball. Hebu tuambie vile unasaidia aje ndio watu waweze kuendelea kucheza na kuelewa huu mchezo.
Okay, naweza saidia kama mayangta kwa wale wanakuja, wale wako shule, naweza wasaidia kwa hiyo experience yangu kurudi, niwasaidie kama coaching, refing, yeah. Niwape skills hapo.
Haya. Na tunajua ya kwamba, hebu tueleze role ya refa katika huu mchezo. Tumeambiwa ni 2 seconds move. Wewe umeshajua sheria by force, ulikuwa unapatia watu handoff kama bado
kama rugby.
Mwili bado unasema ni rugby.
Yeah. Hizo rules ndio tunaweza angalia huko. Unajua tukienda huko pia tunaangalia hizo experience huko. Tuna learn from them kwa wale wamecheza hiyo game for long. So tukisoma hizo rules huko tunarudi tunasaidia wale wamebaki huko ama wale young tak wale wanakama hapo.
Aya.
Yeah.
Sawa sawa. Asante sana. That is Janet Owino. She is the captain of the national Sestoball team. Asante sana.
Thank you.
Yes, former Lioness, played rugby, but has had to change sport and code. And we're with Lawrence Adera, who's the president of the Kenya Sestoball Federation. Nationals taking place in 12 days' time, Mumia Central Primary School. It's now time for me to leave, and next is Kurunzi Mashinani with Khalid Abdullahi. And for the team that has put this together, I want to say thank you very much. Keep watching.
Thank you.